the nature of economics is understood by the different definitions given by different prominent economists at a different period. Classical era, neoclassical era, modern age and new age. At different periods, different definitions emerged out of the economist. The nature is very well understood and there are multiple number of definitions present in economics. That is why these economists, the ordinary people or any common man, when they want to find the subject matter of economics and they are capable of studying all the definitions and able to understand the subject very well. J.M. Keynes says that political economy itself is strangled with number of definitions. The more the definitions, it is more merrier, like more the merrier. That means due to the presence of multiple number of definitions, this subject has become very interesting, very enjoyable and worthwhile to study. It is because economics as a science, it grows stage by stage and every stage, and many economists are very free to define economics from their angle. So what happened? It paves the way to understand the subject very clearly. So very clear cut about the subject is known by the availability of different definitions given at different stages. Like science grows stage by stage, we are able to come across the subject matter very clearly by different definitions. Every definition gives unique generalization at their period. Now we will go to wealth definition that is given by Adam Smith during classical era. The time is 1723 to 1790. In the year 1776, he has published a book, An Enquiry into the Nature and the Causes of Wealth of Nations. Single line you can say, economics as the science of wealth. That is described in his book, An Enquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations. In that book, he clearly says how different nations, they are very well engaged themselves, how this wealth can be created and how it is increased. He says that everybody is motivated, everybody has a self-interest in them, every individual want to gain good. There is an invisible hand that works in every individual. That invisible hand he names as a self-interest. Self-interest is the invisible hand that leads every individual to gain good. What happened? Everybody wants to earn wealth. In the book he says how does these nations are concentrated in creating wealth and in increasing wealth, and he has given more importance to this self-interest. Every individual in the society is motivated by that self-interest that he calls it as an invisible hand that motivates and it leads the person to gain good in the economy. And Adam Smith gives more importance to the division of labor. That is because division of labor alone helps to increase the quantum of output. That is when there is a competition in the factories or when there is competition among nations. They have to produce more. Why they have to produce more? In order to get more wealth. That is why Adam Smith was interested in introducing this term division of labor. By division of labor, what happened? Quantum of output will be more profit to the producers, though it may be a country's production or to individuals or any economic unit or any society. When we go for criticism, he has given more importance, undue emphasis was given to wealth. He speaks of wealth getting and wealth spending. Economics is a study of wealth getting and wealth spending. What is the most important aspect is not wealth earning, but it is welfare. Economics studies about how does a man earns income in order to enjoy welfare, not simply to earn wealth. That is because Adam Smith, he says that wealth is the end of itself. He has ignored the term welfare. That is why statement has been criticized further. And then Marshall goes for giving more importance to welfare. Adam Smith gave importance to wealth only. How does wealth is being earned? Every country is engaged themselves in order to get wealth. How does wealth can be earned and it can be increased? They concentrate on how it can be increased. Welfare is completely ignored in his definition. He has considered wealth as an end, wealth is not an end of it. That is, earning wealth is for the sake of welfare. Wealth is used for earning more welfare to the individuals. And he has defined economics when religious and spiritual values held high in the societies. That is why his definition has been criticized by Ruskin and Carlyle as a dismal science. They called it a dark science. It is because it teaches the selfishness. It is because at that time when he gave this definition, he gave more emphasis to wealth. He has defined economics as a science of wealth. It concentrated on selfishness. It has been criticized as dismal science.